Hello guys, welcome to the next video tutorial on Android SQLite database tutorial for beginners. In the last video we have seen how to insert data into SQLite database using Android. In this video we will see how we can get all data from SQLite database table and show it on your Android. So let's get started. First of all, what we are going to do is we are going to take a button, and this button we are going to use to view all data. So I'm going to change the text as view all, and the button ID I'm also going to change as button. Now once our button is created, what we are going to do is we are going to create a method to get all the table data. So we are going to go to our database helper class, which we have developed in the last videos, and inside this database helper class what we are going to do is we are going to create a new method, and this method we are going to call it as get all data, which will be a public method, and it's going to return a class or instance of a class called cursor. And this cursor class we will see what this is, but let's create our method first. So get all data, and it's not going to take any argument for now, and inside we will write a query to get all the data. Now this cursor will show some errors, so you just need to press Alt Enter to import the class, which is cursor class. And now what we are going to do is we are going to create the instance of database class just as we have done in the last video. You can just copy this first line from the function insert data from the last video and paste it in this new function, and then we will create an instance of a cursor class. So this is our cursor class, and we will name it as for example res for result, and then we will take an instance of our database, and then we will call a raw query on this database. So raw query, and if you know how to query SQLite database, you may know how to query all the data from the table. So this is a simple query I'm going to write, which is select all, asterisk stands for all, right, from your table. So our table name is table name itself, which we have defined in the last video. So plus table name, and then it takes an argument which we are going to pass it as null for now. And now we just need to return the instance of this cursor, which is res, right? So return res. Now you may be wondering what this cursor class does. You can press Ctrl and click on this cursor, and you will reach to this cursor class, and this cursor class is an interface which provides the random read-write access to your result. Okay, so you can see here we are querying the database, and the result we are storing it in this cursor instance, and using this we have the access to our data, right? So our get all data is created. Now we are going to go to our main activity .java class, and in here first of all we will create the variable for view all button, right? If you remember, we have created this view all button, so we will create an instance for this here. So and now we will cast this button. Now once we have casted our button, we can use this button object to call set on click listener, right? Let's create a method. So it will be a public method, and we will say this will return nothing, and we will name it as view all method. It takes no arguments, and in here we can call the object of our view all button, and then we can call set on click listener, set on click listener, and inside this we will create a new on click listener. And when this button is clicked, we want to perform some action, right? So what we are going to do here is we are going to get all the data using this function which we have just created, which is get all data, right? So we will use the instance of our database helper class, which is mydb, which we have created, dot get all data, right? And we are going to save it in the cursor because it returns an object of cursor, right? Now this has some properties. This object have some properties. If we call this object and we can get the count of the lines, so get count, and this is the result count we are getting. If this is equal to 0, then it means that there is no data available for us, right, from this get all data by querying to the database. And then we have to show some message. So right now I'm just writing a comment, and we are going to create a method for showing message in some moment, and then we are going to return. If there is no result, then we are going to show error and return. Otherwise, if there is some result, then we are going to create some string buffer, and then we are going to display this data. So we are going to create an instance of string buffer, and we will name it as buffer is equal to new string buffer, and then we are going to get all the data one by one using this res object. And how we can do it? We can use a while loop, and as a condition of this while loop we can take this res object and we can call a method move to next. So dot move to next, and it moves your cursor to the next result. Okay, and then we are going to get this result, and we will store it in the buffer, right? So buffer dot append, and in this buffer we can append the result. Okay, and how we can append this? We can write the name of our column. So our first column name was id, and then this colon, and then plus we will use this res object, and then we are going to get the string, so get string, and then we will pass an index of the column, and index of the column starts from 0. And if you remember, our table was containing 4 columns. One was id, second was name, third was surname, and fourth was mark. So index of id will be 0, index of name will be 1, index of surname will be 2, and index of marks will be 3. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So index of id is 0, that's why we are giving here 0, and then we can just give or change the line to next, and we will do the same for the other columns also. So and the index of name was 1, index of surname was 2, and index of marks is 3. And let's give double line break to the last column, so that when next data is printed, it's printed after a line break. And then we want to show all the data, so let's write a comment. So let's create a new method which will be also a public method, and it will return nothing. So void, and the method name will be show message. It's going to take two arguments. First is the title and second is the message itself. Okay, so string message, and in here we are going to create an instance of alert dialog builder. So just write alert dialog dot builder, and we will name it as builder is equal to new alert dialog dot builder, and it takes the argument which is the context, so this itself, and using this builder we can create a alert dialog. Okay, so we can set our title and set message using this builder to alert dialog. So let's create, first of all let's use this builder to set cancelable. So set is as cancelable so that we can cancel it after its use, and then we will set the title. So builder dot set title, and title will be the title which we get from this argument, and then we will set the message. So builder dot set message, and message will be this message which we will get in the argument. Okay, and then we can just call show method on this builder. This will show our dialog. Okay, dialog or alert dialog. So let's just copy this show message function here, and first of all, if no data is found, what we are going to do is we are going to show some message. So the title of this message box will be error, and we will display nothing found, or you can say no data found. Okay, and when the data is found in here, we can just show some message that data, the dialog title, and the second argument will be the buffer, and we need to convert this buffer into the string, so just call toString on it. Okay, and now our code is done. One more thing which remains is we need to call this view all method inside our on create method. So just copy this view all method and paste it inside your on create method of your main activity. Okay, now let's run our program. So our app is running now, and when we click this view all button, we will be able to see the data. So right now we only have one student data, so it's showing ID 1 and name, surname and age, and we can add some more data for the student. And let's add this second student data here, and I'm going to click this add data button, and data is inserted, and now view all the data, and now we have two student data, ID 1 and ID 2. Okay, so in this way you can insert some more data, and then using this view all button you will be able to see all the data here. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.